Sabrina Carpenter, Zara Larsson, Coco Jones, Charlie XCX. What do all of these artists have in common? They had all been in the music industry for a decade, maybe even longer, before they had a massive mainstream breakthrough. The general public seems to love a resurgence. We love when an artist who has been working hard for years finally gets their flowers. And today, I want to talk about another artist who deserves that chance. Do you remember Skylar Stecker? She now goes by the name Skylar Simone. Oh no, now, to understand why her story is so important, we have to go back to the beginning. Skylar grew up in Wisconsin, and her father is former NFL player Aaron Stecker. She started playing piano when she was 5, but when she was 9, she entered into a talent show, originally just to play the piano, but then her teacher asked her to sing instead. When she opened her mouth to sing the song Maybe from the musical Annie, everyone was shocked. Nobody in her family was a singer or any type of musician. She didn't come from a musical background. By the time she was 11, she was singing the national anthem at various sports games, doing YouTube covers, and even collabing with Maddie B. While researching for this video, I came across her cover of If I Were a Boy by Beyonce. She was only 11 years old while singing this song, but she had an undeniable power and raw talent. It actually reminded me of Dinah Jane from Fifth Harmony. If anybody knows, when she auditioned for X Factor, she also sang that song with so much power at 15. So imagine someone doing basically the same job at 11. This undeniable talent caught the industry's attention fast. And on January 27th, 2015, she independently released her first EP called Firecracker. Just months later, she became the youngest person to be signed to Cherry Tree and Interscope Records. In September 2015, at just 13 years old, she released her debut album, This Is Me. Now, for this album, she already had writing credits, which is incredibly rare for someone so young. She had worked with heavy-hitting producers that had worked on tracks for Justin Bieber, Mariah Carey, and Nicki Minaj. Ariana Grande even has a credit on one of the songs, called Not Afraid of Love. And she was named Elvis Duran's Artist of the Month, a title that had been held previously by Zendaya, Alessia Cara, Tori Kelly, and many others.
How did you discover this?
Well, forget the age. When you hear her voice, you'll think 28.
Really?
I mean, you really do have a mature, fantastic voice. You'll hear it in a few minutes. Her voice changes everything. But with an album coming out later this month, I want everyone to remember the moment you saw her here on Today.
But here's where the problem lies. Because she was a teenager, she was heavily marketed to tweens. Her song Rooftop was placed on Disney commercials and in the movie Bad Hair Day. And she also guest starred on 2 episodes of Austin and Ally's 4th season. Her song Crazy Beautiful was featured on a Sims 4 soundtrack. And she became Radio Disney's Next Big Thing, NBT, in 2017. Here's my theory. She wasn't signed to Hollywood Records like a bunch of other Disney girls, but because she was adjacent to that world, she got slapped with the Disney kid stigma. Time and time again, artists with powerful voices had been told to tone it down for commercial pop radio. One example I have is, again, Dinah Jane from Fifth Harmony.
I think some of us girls had a fair share of not getting enough lights on our voices. But for me, I mean, there was a moment where I was told that my voice was too soulful. It is too strong. It's too powerful. You're a powerhouse, but we need you to bring it down a notch. So I would kind of learn from the other girls. Okay, so how are these girls getting on these records? Okay, so make it more like, more bright.
It is possible they didn't know how to market Skylar's mature voice at her young age either. In a 2016 interview with AOL Build, a 13-year-old Skylar said,
And a lot of people also think, since I am 13 and I'm so young, that, like, people are telling me what kind of music to sing and sing this song and, do this. And it's not the case at all. I am 100%, I have like everything is what I feel should be like this, and me and my personality and my take of everything, along with Cherry Tree Interscope, and who I just recently signed with.
And she also said that she wanted to be breaking records in 5 years. Well, 5 years from 2016 was 2021, which was 5 years ago, and now 2026. And obviously that did not happen. By 2018, she had left Cherry Tree Records, citing that their visions did not align. She went fully independent and released her sophomore album, Redemption, on March 15th, 2019. And on July 16th, 2021, she released an EP called Earth Signs. But if you watch her interviews from this era, a new pattern emerges. With almost every project, she emphasizes that this was an introductory project to introduce people to who she really was. It makes you wonder, was who she was constantly shifting, or was she just tired and exhausted of the industry execs looking at her tween image? Which brings us to our next era. Skylar had realized that the name Stecker carries too much child star and tween star baggage. So in 2024, she rebranded as Skylar Simone, and the industry started to pay attention. In 2024, she was signed with Def Jam Recordings. This means she was sharing a label roster with pop and R&B industry heavyweights like Justin Bieber, Coco Jones, as we mentioned earlier, Big Sean, Janae Aiko, and Money Long. And under Def Jam, she released her EP Shiver on August 16th, 2024. This project is different. It's not Disney. And honestly, her projects haven't been like Disney for a while. The breathy ad-libs on the title track Shiver are incredibly fresh and unique, and her track Pedestal feels deeply personalized and emotional. A stunning ballad that truly shows off the maturity and greatness of her voice. She's doing whistle tones in like almost all of these songs on this EP. Incredible vocal range. In a 2024 interview, Skylar was asked what she would say to her 9-year-old self if given the chance. She said,
"You need to be further." I think 9-year-old Skylar would be like, "Girl, you need to work harder."
Right now, she currently sits around 78,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, which is completely ridiculous for someone who has been in the game for this long and has this much raw and undeniable talent. Skylar Stecker survived the tween industry machine. Now, Skylar Simone is here to prove why she deserves that exact resurgence of the pop girls currently dominating the charts. It's time we start paying attention.